See this? 30 bucks. That is all you need for a whole day of eating in Lancaster, including a buffet and all sitting down. So stay tuned to find out exactly how to do this. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I am Danielle, your host here in L Living, helping you plan your Lancaster trips. After doing my entire series on buffet values, I realized how pricey some of those dinner time weekend buffets were. I'm thinking, I wonder if you can spend the same amount for an entire day as you could for just one buffet meal. And you can, so we're going to talk about that today. Just $30. Really, it's only $30. Now, you have to have water all day, and I'm not counting taxes and tip because those are the same either way. But this is the baseline price for an entire day of eating in Lancaster. For the format of this video, I'm going to compare similar items across various meals at different locations, if you know what I mean. So for instance, we're going to compare the same breakfast meal at several locations to compare prices, and then we'll do the same for lunch using a BLT, and then dinner will be a little more varied. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 options to spend $30 in one day in Lancaster. I will be focusing on option 1 as I choose my meals, but at the end of the video, I'm going to give you 2 more options for 3 full different days for spending $30. If you want to skip ahead to the grand totals of all the different options, you can actually check out the timestamps in the description below. So now we're going to get into breakfast and look at the different options for an affordable breakfast in Lancaster. So really, when I was researching this, I found 3 restaurants that were very, very similar and very, very affordable. So we're going to talk about the first 3 now and then as breakfast options. Okay, here we are at Katie's Kitchen website, and just click on the breakfast bar at the top and it'll pop up and show you the menu. So the breakfast platters, here we go. Number 1, 2 eggs with homemade toast. If you just want that, that's only $3.95. Cheap, but most of us want a little more than that for breakfast. So number 2 is where it's at. We have home fries and toast and eggs for $5.50. So this is kind of my breakfast I'm choosing for my $30 or less a day. Served with water. Now you can get coffee. We're going to get to those prices in a bit. But as you can see by these options, there's a lot of nice options, all for really under $10, most for under $7. We can scroll down and see some more of these. Katie's special is big French toast, 2 egg, or choice of meat and 2 eggs for $8.95. Amish Benedict sounds pretty good too. Sausage gravy. If you want to get a small lemonade or orange juice is $1.95, coffee is $1.95, so still not too bad. So you're still spending less than really $8 for breakfast if you want to add a drink. Okay, so we're marking that meal as a $5.50 meal with the 2 eggs, home fries, and toast. That's my meal for this day. Okay, we spent $5.50, which means we have $24.50 left over. I think we're good for now. We're gonna go to the Burnham Family Restaurant Smorgasbord next to see what their price is, and you'll be surprised maybe at how very close the price is. So here we are at their website. You just click on the restaurant Smorgasbord and click on the breakfast menu, and here we go looking at what they have to offer. So they're serving it Tuesday through Saturday, so note that, not open Sunday, Mondays. And so there you go. 2 eggs, any style, served with home fries and toast for $5.49. So you're saving 1 cent if you go to Burnham, which I just find that to be amusing. So you can see they're very, very similar in their prices. Okay, so the third restaurant I want to talk about is the Littis Family Cupboard Restaurant and Buffet. I'm looking forward to trying it because I've been seeing a lot more about it as I've been researching videos. But here we're going to click on their menu, and we're going to click on their breakfast stuff and see what they have to offer. Their hours for their breakfast are daily 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Here is their prices for their classic breakfasts. So here we go. For the 2 eggs, home fries, and toast meal that we've been comparing is $6.15. Which isn't that much more. It's, you know, what is that? 65 cents more, I think. But they have a lot of other options, but they have their favorites. So they have a $10 country scramble. The Old Dutchman looks delicious to me because I love scrapple, I love stewed tomatoes, and I love cornmeal mush. Those are all things from Pennsylvania Dutch that I grew up eating. And to have them all my breakfast, like, it makes me super excited. I'm gonna head there and get that next time I'm in Lancaster, honestly, because that sounds delicious to me. So Diener's also offers the same 2 eggs, home fries, and toast for $6.15 as the Littis Family Cupboard did. And I'm gonna talk about a few more places to show you some more prices. First, Dutch Way Restaurant in Gap. And they have similar pricing on their menu. They're not quite as cheap as the ones I mentioned, but for example, the comparative breakfast of 2 eggs, home fries, and toast is $6.99, so not that much more. Another close in price option is Hometown Kitchen in Quarryville,
And that same breakfast is $6.30, which is pretty darn close to the Diener's and Littlest Family Cupboard price of $6.15. And then if you're in the northern end of Lancaster, up near like Denver, 5 Pointville, one of our fellow Lancaster fans, Keith, mentioned Weaver's store, and inside the store they have a cafe, and he mentioned he recommended going there for some good meals. They don't have a lot of breakfast options for breakfast, but they do have some that are like about $5, so that's a pretty good deal. But actually, the very cheapest option for breakfast in Lancaster that I could find was at the Bird Hand Farmers Market at the Country Lunch Basket counter, where you can get 2 eggs, home fries, and a meat for $5. So that's a really good deal. So all that to say, I still found that Katie's Kitchen, the Bird Hand Family Restaurant, and the Bird Hand Farmers Market, and really even Diener's, are really kind of your cheapest breakfast options, and, you know, filling ones as well. Maggie's here trying to help with the video. She's not super helpful though. And now we're moving on to our lunchtime meal, and we're going to compare different options. I'm going to use a BLT sandwich to kind of compare the different prices at different places, but actually I'm picking a different sandwich for my meal, so let's get to it. For a $30 day here in Lancaster, we're heading to the Bird Hand Farmers Market for a pretty cheap but yummy lunch. This is the Country Lunch Basket, which is right next to Weaver's Meats and Cheeses. So you walk in Bird Hand, you take a right, head down the whole way to the right. At the very last stand is this Country Lunch Basket. And this is where we're gonna have our lunch today. You can see here on the menu, their BLT is $5.75. Now that's probably a lot of gigs. I love BLTs, but I should probably try their homemade chicken salad for $6 because it's only 25 cents more, and it's their personal chicken salad. So I love trying, you know, people's stuff and the stuff that they're known for. And you get chips and a pickle with this. So this is our lunch, but there are other options here that are very similar in price and not too expensive at all. And they also have fried chicken if you're in the mood for something like that. And then hot dogs for the kiddos or for you. A lot of nice, just fun lunch options. This is a deli counter, so you get to sit at the counter and interact with whoever is around you, which I find to be fun. So it is a fun way to eat in Lancaster because you're in the Bird Hand Farmers Market and you're surrounded by locals and visitors. So a fun way to spend your lunch, I think, in Lancaster. Okay, our running total for the day so far is $11.50 for breakfast and lunch in Lancaster, which means we have $18.50 left over. And now we're going to look at a few more places and compare their BLTs so you kind of get a good idea of the different prices of this sandwich around the county. We're going to look at Katie's lunch menu just to kind of compare. They have a lot of options here for food every single meal of the day. They are closed, I believe, on Mondays and Sundays, so keep that in mind. Here we go for some lunch and dinner options. You have some $10 or less wraps and sandwiches. Now here's the grilled cheese fish sandwiches, hot ham sandwich, that sounds yummy. More sandwich options, all for under $10. But here's our focus, which is the BLT, and here at Katie's they are charging $7.50 for their typical BLT. It does come with chips and a pickle, which is also comparable. And then here at the Hometown Kitchen, you can get a BLT sub for $9.30 or a wrap. But then their regular BLT sandwich with pickles and chips is $7.70. Okay, now we're looking at the Littlest Family Cupboard menu, and their BLT sandwich is $6.99. It comes with house-made potato chips or fresh carrot wedges, which is a nice option if you would like to do that. And now we're at Dutch Way Restaurant in Gap, and their BLT sandwich is $6.99, also served with chips and a pickle and coleslaw, by the way. Next, we're heading to Stolfoot's Meats in the town of Intercourse. Inside the meat shop is a little cafe counter called Amos's Place, and their BLT is $9.49. This is a tip from our friend Melissa here on our Lancaster loving community. And then we're going to head to Weaver's, back to Keith's recommendation, and their BLT is $5.99 up there in Quarryville. Now at Diener's, you're going to be spending $7.75 on their BLT lunch meal, and that comes with chips and a pickle as well. And last but not least, we're going to talk about my favorite places, which is the Bird Hand Family Restaurant Smorgasbord. But I'm going to give you a pro tip. So their BLT is actually $10.39 with one side. That is on the pricier end of these comparisons. But the pro tip is go across the street to the Bird Hand Bakery because you can get a BLT sandwich over there for $7.95. So that's a pretty darn good deal. And just a walk across the street will save you some bucks. I know there's a lot of BLT talk, and you probably have not talked about BLTs that much before, but it's just an easy way to compare. So here's a list here to look at to compare the different prices of the different places, and kind of gives you an idea of who's charging what. It's just a good reference, I think. You know, and the clear winner is the Bird in Hand Farmers Market / the Country Lunch Basket.
So in sticking with this less than $30 for eating the entire day in Lancaster, we're going to do dinner now. And so I did promise you that this $30 would include a buffet. And if you know Lancaster, you know that there's only one place you can go for a fairly cheap buffet, and that is Diener's Country Restaurant. So here we are at their menu. So ironically, after I published my buffet value meals, almost everybody, pretty much everybody raised their prices, you know, since last fall. But like a few of them just raised it like the last few weeks, and Diener's just one of them. So my information is no longer correct. Exactly. So here's a newsflash. So Diener's has upped their buffet prices. They have upped their prices only by like $1. So their Saturday buffet was $14.95, Friday and Saturday. Now it's $15.95. The weeknight is up by $1 as well. It used to be $13.95. Now it's $14.95. So not awful, but their Monday through Friday lunch is $13.95. So that's cheaper. But that's a side note. So if you're gonna go to Diener's for the buffet, make sure they serve it between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Friday, and then 3 p.m. To 6 p.m. every other day, Monday through Thursday and Saturday. So make sure you are in line or seated by 6 p.m. in order to participate in this buffet. It's a little smaller, obviously, than the bigger ones, but it's very delicious, and their prices are really, really good. You can do it. You can spend this $30 in Lancaster for a whole day of eating, including the buffet.
So for the purposes of the option A grand total, we have breakfast at Kay's Kitchen for $5.50, we have lunch at Country Lunch Basket for $6, and now we have dinner at Diener's Buffet for $15.95 for a grand total of $27.45.
Now to make this day even cheaper, you take out the buffet and you just order a platter from really any of these restaurants I'm talking about. Here are some of the items you can get at Diener's and their prices. Let me find their prices for you. Actually, I had to call Diener's to get their prices because they're not really on their website, and so they said that they're, just for some examples of how to keep this cheaper, you can get a beef platter for $13.50. I think they all come with 2 sides and a roll. And then you get the quarter rotisserie chicken for $10.55. So there is an option for eating there for less than $15 and less than you pay at the buffet.
So next, if you want to hang in a little longer, we're going to go over a few other dinner options and dinner platters from various places.
We're going to look at Katie's. Here are their platters, which I like to look at. Yeah, meatloaf for $13 about. They have macaroni and cheese or homestyle buttered noodles for $12.95 with slow roasted roast beef and stewed tomatoes and their house out. That's a really good deal for a dinner, and that's something that's very local. And they have the ham loaf, so really cheap options for lunch or dinner here. Just so you know, Katie's is not a buffet or smorgasbord. That's not an option here. It's just a normal restaurant where you sit down and get waited on by wonderful Amish staff, so bonus. But that's just how they work. They're a nice option when you're kind of tired of all the big stuff. It's a good place to go. All right, we're gonna take a look at the Bird in Hand Family Restaurant Smorgasbords dinner options. Right there's your baked ham ball. That's what I would get, $12.79. They get 2 sides and a roll, so that's a yummy option. But these are just maybe slightly more than you're gonna see at Kay's Kitchen. But I know that they are delicious. I love Bird in Hand. So chicken pot pie is Wednesday all you can eat for $14.29, in case you're interested in that. So another option for just choosing a platter for your meal is the Lidditz Family Cupboard. Here's the entrees. So if you compare their quarter rotisserie chicken, it's $9.25 here compared to Diener's, which was $10.55. You're saving some money coming here for the same exact meal as you would at Diener's.
Here we are at Dutch Way Restaurant, and their handball platter is, actually that includes 3 of their handballs with their own sauce, but you also get 2 sides and a roll with this one. And that price is $12.99. That is very, very close to what the Bird in Hand restaurant is pricing that exact same meal. And then if you head over to Hometown Kitchen, their handball platter is $12.95 for 2 sides and a roll. So these are all very, very, very similar in prices.
Okay, so final conclusion. I'm gonna give you 3 options and all give me under $30, and really they're gonna be under $28. So I'm pretty proud of myself about this. So option A, we have breakfast at Kay's Kitchen, 2 eggs, home fries, toast for $5.50. We have lunch at the Bird in Hand Farmers Market, the chicken salad for $6, and we have dinner at Diener's Buffet Their dinner buffet costs $15.95 for a grand total of $27.45 before tax and tip, blah, blah, blah. And really, you could add coffee to that day, like for $2, and you're still underneath the $30, so that's a bonus. Option B, we're going to go to the Bird in Hand Farmers Market for breakfast because it really is the cheapest that I could find, unless you're getting like a little sandwich. Even then, so the Bird in Hand Farmers Market for their breakfast is cheaper, plus you get a meat. So you're actually spending a couple bucks less here for the same meal as you would other places. So the home fries, 2 eggs, and meat is only $5 at the Bird in Hand Farmers Market at the lunch counter. I think it's called at the country lunch basket. That's a very cheap breakfast. And then we're gonna go to Kay's Kitchen for lunch, and I feel like having a salad today because I'm eating a lot of heavy food. So their strawberry lettuce salad is $9.95. And then we have room for dinner at the Bird Hand Family Restaurant Smorgasbord. One of my favorite meals in Lancaster is their handball dinner. You get 2 sides and a roll for $12.79. For a grand total of $27.74. You can still get a coffee that day for $2 or less. And actually, if you substitute the strawberry lettuce salad at Katie's for a sandwich like a BLT or a wrap, they're like $7.50. And you're spending $25.29. You're almost spending less than $25 a day. That's really good. And our last option, option 3, we're going to go to the Bird Hand Family Restaurant for their breakfast time. And that's 2 eggs and home fries and toast for $5.49. Then we're going to go to Kay's Kitchen. No, scratch that. We're going to go to Littis Family Cupboard for their lighter lunch. They have a ham loaf there with 1 side for $8.99. And then we're going to head to Kay's Kitchen for their dinner. And I'm going to get the home-style buttered noodles with stewed tomatoes and including a side salad for $12.95. Oh, and by the way, they give you their special rolls with their peanut butter spread. Delicious, delicious. So for all those 3, $27.43. Again, you can get coffee. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about this. I just thought this was a fun challenge to figure out what we could get for the same price as a big buffet in Lancaster. And you can get a full day of eating delicious food. And not just like, I mean, yeah, some of them are small, but you're getting at least 1 big meal. When you get the buffet, you get the big meal. But even the other 2 options, you're getting really 2 good meals besides like your small breakfast. So I think that's a great deal. So yay, again, for Lancaster. Always providing food and fun. So why we love it. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know like where you go. If you feel like a go-to meal that you love eating, where you want to spend less money, where do you go for that stuff? Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I make a new video or when I go live when we're there later this summer. And hit the like button if you like the video. Enjoy your next food adventure in Lancaster, and thanks for watching. Are you being helpful too? I know you guys wish you could go with me and eat all this food. They love food.